The chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. What's going on, man? It is great to see you on once again.
It's been good to be here, Jeff.
Good to see you, man. You know how Ripple growth keeps accelerating? So the big question is, Chip, can XRP now 2x? Can it double in price? That's what I want to know. Can it go from where it's at now? What is it at? Like 50 cents? 80 cents, 90
like
cents,
90 or whatever.
I don't even know where it's at. So can it double? If it's 90, can it go to $1.80? That's what I want to know. And did you know that taxing unrealized gains will crush economic growth? What do you think about that?
I believe if you're on one side of the political aisle, that's what you're in favor of, Jeff, because that's what you like to do. Throat punch and crush people.
With that, you ready to kick this thing off?
Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I don't know, you guys hear a little bit of background music? Let us know what you think of it. Trying something new. Lazy Lab Rat says, love OTC.
There you go.
So I don't know if it's too loud. It's hard for us to tell. I know one time Jeff had it on and he was like fighting. He didn't realize it, but I was fighting to hear him.
I think we shut it off. Oh no, it's still going. I can't.
It's still going. I have it. Yeah, but it's very low. Got peanut butter everywhere. That happens.
Peanut butter.
That does happen.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut
Sophie's
butter.
Sophie's here. Steve Willits. Good day. Good day, lurkers. Good day. Good day. Not the way to say that. Good day.
StreamYard 70s.
Oh, we got to turn that off, Jeff. We have to turn that off then.
Oh my God.
It's like, how about this one? We're gonna do this one.
There we go.
This is more like the Steam. There we go.
There we go. Got that going.
Jeff, we got to start something off tonight. A little bit on the funny side, just a little bit goofy, which I like goofy. You know what I mean? Goofy, funny.
Like goofy?
Yeah, I like goofy. I like Mickey and Minnie too.
It's a security chip.
Yeah, so that's the funny part about this whole thing. Let's look at this. Let's take a look. So everybody last night, if you didn't see it, the only interesting apparently thing that happened at the Oscars was when Will Smith left his seat and went over and
clocked him.
bitch slapped. I would say it was more like a bitch slap. And
it definitely was that.
So let's look at that. So somebody else has their own interpretation of what really happened there.
But it's kind of humorous though.
Oh, it's very humorous.
XRP is a security. Is it?
Sure is. XRP is a security. Boom.
That's awesome. Gary, XRP is a security.
It's a security, all right. What the heck is going on right side of that screen, Jeff? Good Lord. What the heck?
I wasn't even looking. I was reading the commentary.
I was like, what the heck is going on over there on the right side of that screen? God almighty.
Funny. Fake. Sophie says it's fake.
Yeah, of course it's fake. He's laughing at the jokes. I was like, people are so sensitive, and you know, the best one is the meme of all the people, all the stars in the audience. They're all like, you know, like these Home Alone faces.
Oh yeah.
You know, except for one guy was cracking up. He's like, he was like laughing. I mean, and that's, I think, what it was meant to do.
Dude, it was great. It's the only part of the Oscars that I watched. That was it.
Well, it's the only thing I've seen, only because it was all over social media. If it hadn't been for that, I mean, I don't think I would have seen it either, Jeff.
Yeah.
Does anybody care anymore?
I don't think so. When they were talking about the Oscars, I said, the what? Like,
the good news is Will Smith did apologize to Chris Rock. But
that's right. Hey, while you guys jump in, why don't you guys give a quick shout out where you guys are tuning in from here. We're here to talk about crypto, not Oscar replays. We can talk about Oscar the Grouch. But so Chip, there was another tweet here, and this one a little bit on the positive side, so to speak, from James Filan. Is it Filan or Filan?
It's Filan. Filan. Yeah, it's Filan.
James Filan from Filan Law. So you got XRP community, SEC Gov, V Ripple, Ripple's request for extra time regarding the redacted documents was granted in a text-only order. The SEC is directed to produce the redacted documents for defendant's assessment by March 30th. Man, that's coming up. That's
Let me
Wednesday.
think about that, Jeff. That's Wednesday. Let me do the math here. Hang on a second. Today is. Let me do the math in my head
Tick,
here.
tick, tick.
Let me see what I can do, Jeff. I want to put this together for you. Let's not get crazy, but let's just say today, if I look on my calendar, it's the 28th. So if I say the 29th and 30th, that's going to be Wednesday.
It's all good. So it's Wednesday. So the defendant's response
Mathematician
is due by April 4th. So they got to get the redacted documents so the defendants can assess by Wednesday, and then by Monday the defendants get to respond to that. So things are starting to move, Chip.
Things are starting to happen, aren't they, Jeff?
How exciting.
Do you think they're starting to happening?
They're happening in real time is what's going on.
You know, Jeff, I tell you what, man, there's so much fun stuff going on everywhere. Like, for example, this right here was spotted. Where was this spotted? This was a Clark Street dog, which is in Chicago, Illinois. I wasn't there, just there not too long ago. And this is kind of what's going on. If you see this, you see it says, "Dear customers, due to extreme food product increases, we are temporarily increasing all prices by 3% and will be reflected at the register. Staff not able to eliminate the price adjustment. Thank you for your understanding." And someone slapped a White House resident sticker here. It says, "Everything is fine. Nothing to see here." I love when I go to my gas station and, you guys call it petrol around the world, and somebody slapped one of those stickers. I did that. So it is kind of funny. It's almost like it's meme-malicious in a weird way.
Man, tell you what.
It's fine.
I'm going to throw that up. Whoa. You know how much gas was today?
It was
sent everyone to an epileptic
seizure. My gosh, Jeff, that's crazy.
Whoa.
Talk right there.
You know how much gas was today?
78 cents.
$4.97. It was $116 to fill the tank.
Seems a little bit over. Seems a little bit much.
I forgot to fill it. I forgot to fill it the past couple of days. I was driving, the gas light came on. I'm like, oh crap. 23 and a half gallons.
Look, Jeff, all you have to do is buy an electric car and it'll all be great.
It'll all be perfect.
You know what's weird about those electric cars? It just feels like a nicer golf cart to me. It's like, it's just a golf cart, really. Just a nicer version of it, right?
Souped up golf cart. Yeah, that'd be cool. Can you put your golf clubs in the trunk? Off you go down the course.
Yeah,
driving in your Tesla.
I'll think about that. If you're driving your Tesla around the golf course, how funny would that be?
That'd be sweet. They should make a nice Tesla version of a golf cart. Kind of like a dune buggy-ish.
So, one of the things you just talked about, Jeff, which is the taxing the unrealized gains. And I wanted to call some attention to our boy Pomp here, because our boy Pomp chimed in on this. That's Anthony Pompliano. He has a podcast called Off the Chain. We prefer it On the Chain. That's our podcast. But taxing unrealized gains in America would mean that every individual citizen would have to pay taxes on the appreciation of their home every year.
True.
Unrealized gains, though, Jeff. So you didn't sell your house, but you're going to have to pay more money because your house went up in value. But don't worry about that, Pomp. That's already occurring. It's called property tax, and it's based on the value of your home. And since property has been appreciating a lot here, especially in South Florida, guess what, Jeff? We get to pay high property. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, which is already going on. It's not something new.
So this idea of taxing unrealized gains, typically, and they're talking about people that earn 100 million and up. They called it the billionaires tax, but it doesn't go after billionaires specifically.
No.
So typically, some of these big taxes like this, capital gains, etc., can definitely impact farms. So you have farms that are inherited. They have to pay massive capital gains or whatever, inheritance taxes, whatever. Every time they have a tax, increase on individuals it definitely impacts some of the small businesses, some of the farms. I want to know what happens. You get people that are earning in that 100 million and above category. Typically, they're investing in other people. They're investing in other businesses. Typically, they have that money because they're, in their businesses, they're hiring, a pretty decent number of people. Now imagine you start taxing all those unrealized gains. What happens, Chip? What happens to their investment money?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of the thing about it is elections have consequences, especially when there's a lot of bad ideas being circulated. And if there's a lot of bad ideas being circulated, then like these ideas of tax, and who was the first one? You remember who the first one that floated this whole thing about unrealized tax gains? Janet Yellen. She was the first one, I believe, in government that started floating and then she walked it back like 2 days later, which seems to be a thing. I think it's like a trial balloon, kind of throw it out there, see how people are going to react. And they reacted badly. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I was just saying it could potentially happen. Then all of a sudden, 3 months later, you got something coming down the pike to where that's actually going to happen. Look at this from K-HUD. Thank you for that support. How do you... I'm not even going to say that. Jeff, do you want to say that?
No, that's okay.
How do you pay for the unrealized tang?
Everybody can enjoy.
Yeah,
No,
it's another question, isn't it? Certainly is a question.
It's pretty brutal. You think about this notion of unrealized. So this year it's unrealized gain. Next year it's an unrealized loss.
What about the unrealized losses? Can you then
get a credit? You get to write off an unrealized loss. I kind of like that.
That's a good point, Jeff. And look at this right here. I mean, for a little bit of good news, for what it's worth, Dark Defender, who often chimes in on the price of XRP, says, now this was back on March 19th, he said XRP 91 cents incoming. Okay. So it's a little bit late, but he says, but confirmed, a little late, like 9 days, but the target achieved. I will also confirm the 13. So Jeff, prepare, because now we're going from 91 cents all the way to 13. So if that's 9 days late, what's the over under on this being within the next 9 days? I mean,
I don't see that happening.
Is it a possibility? Because I mean, if it does, I mean, people are going to be really ecstatic, and Dark Defender will be jettisoned right to the top of the Seer of the Year award for calling that.
And we should get him this. Yeah.
And people will be people like, look, all right, you were 9 days late. Cut you a little slack, man. You called the other one within 7 years. I mean, good for you.
I don't know if it hits 13 and it falls outside of his prediction. I'm not sure if I'll cut him some slack. He was late with the prediction.
It's late, man. It's like, you got to be on time with this stuff.
Hey, dude, if you're going to make a prediction, at least make it accurate.
You have to be accurate, Jeff. Let's just face it. There has to be some accuracy, truth in telling, and there's got to be something.
But I don't mind 13. I'm telling you, I'm good with $13 right now.
I actually believe if a few things happen, I think we're going to probably see something like that. I definitely think we'll see it.
I like it. I'm not 100% against it. So what is Jungle pontificating? He said, close the inheritance tax loopholes like Buffett and Gates take advantage of. I'll let Musk compound for life and collect at death.
Oh, I like the sound of that. By the way, I was applauding Jungle right now, man, is on a roll. He's redeemed himself more than once, and he was really cool with Warren Davidson saying, hey, I retract everything. Thanks for answering my tweet. But I have to say he's on fire here, and I got to find these, but he's going toe to toe. And I thought about jumping in, dipping my toe in the water, going against David Schwartz. But here's the problem with David Schwartz. Three things. Okay. Number one, no matter what argument you bring up, it'll be like, well, that's like Fox News telling you to eat garbage. Like, what? He always goes, that's one of his go-tos, the Fox News argument. The other two are very similar to that. He'll put some preposterous example forward, like, well, that would be like the government forcing me to drink raw sewage. You'd be like, dude, what? Well, that would be like Hitler saying, did nothing wrong. I'm like, dude, is there people out there alleging that that's true? Like, he comes up, it's kind of like if you're a nutter and you wanted to put these weird things out there. I'm like, most normal people aren't thinking about this stuff, Jeff. That's what drives me crazy, is like, where is all this stuff coming from?
Well, Schwartz is.
Jungle Link. I got to go through his. It's just
Okay, so Jungle
outstanding.
said XRP holder. I like the sounds of write-off for unrealized losses.
Well, we
See,
all like the sound of that. We should
how
be
amazing
minting
would
that.
that be? It would be great. It would be amazing. You get to write off unrealized losses. If you get taxed on unrealized gains, it's only fair. What's up, Animal? What is going on? Jim D says it's time to toss out the commie Marxist and take our nation back, guys. It's a critical moment for the free world. Man,
Yeah. Okay. So I got some of these tweets loaded up here.
here you go, Chip. Hang on. So you got Matt LaRoche says David Schwartz issues. Number one, he refuses to come on OTC. Alchemist number two, you'll lie about it. Wait, you'll lie about the fact
I'll
that he
lie about
refuses to
that.
come
There's
on?
nothing to lie
the
about.
screen? What?
By the way, Jungle, the best way.
Everybody loves Schwartzy.
David Schwartzy is a genius when it comes to tech, but I'm a little worried about in some other areas. But what I will say to this is, like, suppose you get into a mix up with David Schwartz, Jungle, and you're going back and forth like some of the tweets we're going to look at. All you have to do is mention, hey, why don't you go on the chain? Silence. You will not hear from him for 2 days. He'll be gone.
Ever again. Here you go. Jungle says, keep him talking about suppressing free speech, and he won't tell XRP holders to cash in on profits in the middle of a run. That's
okay. So this is some
three.
This is some legendary stuff right here. We're gonna. Yes, are we going there? Hell yeah, we're going there, Jeff.
Let's go there.
So Elon Musk put this tweet out saying, given the Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. Okay. Sure. David Schwartz says it's perfectly reasonable to argue that Twitter should be given better treatment to speech than you care about. As a consumer of media product, it's always legitimate to criticize editorial policy.
That's number one.
By the way, one of the things that I brought up in this argument was, well, that's okay. Okay, fine. Let's have it your way. But certain people were deplatformed for stuff that turned out to be true. So what happened with the so-called fact checkers? And then Jungle says, well, you incorrectly assume that people only care about speech that they care about. It's indisputable that big tech holds a stranglehold over what is allowed to be discussed, much like your issue with the SEC. It's based on the unwritten law / facts and circumstances.
True.
We laugh at countries like North Korea and China that greatly filter free thought and what gets disseminated to the population. We have, at the same time, issues here, and it should be alarming. Right, Jeff?
I agree, Jungle.
YouTube and other social media websites blocked, filtered, suppressed terms like, I can't even say that here, but let's say C19 or pandemic in January / February of 2020. This fake news is very real, and by suppressing the discussion of the oncoming wave of illness, put the population behind the curve. By the way, YouTube, we're just reading stuff. Anymore. We don't agree with any of this stuff per se.
You can't say behind the curve. You can't say illness. You can't say population.
Can you say level the playing field, Jeff, or is that also out of bounds?
Level the playing field actually fits into the green narrative. Oh,
right.
Can't say that. Can't say green narrative. Well, we can't say green narrative.
By the way, before it got adopted by the XRP community and crypto, that's exactly what leveling the playing field meant, that each is equal to each other, no one else above it, except for the 1% of elites living in the high tower that get all the goodies and treats.
They like that.
And this is why we had to use the terms like beer flu. This is just one example of the dangers of using unwritten law to dictate what is fake news, what other things are very real we can't discuss. Look at that. 89.
89 loves.
89 loves.
Where's 5?
134.
There's 5. Wait, there's 5. 5 forwards. I think there's something going on here. Go back up. There we go. Another 5.
Yep, 589.
5, and then where's it? 89. There you go. Man, I think
it must mean something, Jeff.
It means something, Chip.
They're back-to-back tweets. Jungle's trying to tell us something.
Back-to-back. If you look at it in a diagonal, the first one, you cross out the first number of the diagonal, you go to the retweet and the likes, and you get 589. I think Jungle knows something that we don't.
Yeah. Look at this right here. Our political system is designed to divide and conquer. Your liberal ideas are useless as conservatives. I have no interest in discussing any of it, but I believe you should be free to discuss lawful and civilized issues. All right. I like that. I like that way you position that. I don't care which side, but both sides have the right to talk about it.
Moji. What's up, Moji?
So again, and this is David Schwartz chimes in out. So again, you don't care one bit about freedom of speech or Twitter being a de facto public square. You want better treatment for civilized issues than uncivilized ones. You see how I'll take your words and mince that? he glossed over everything Jungle said and went in for, I mean, he doesn't get the grander meaning behind what Jungle was saying. Yes or no?
No, yeah, man. I'm stunned, because David Schwartz is brilliant, right? We
Mm.
know what he's done. We know what he's capable of. The guy is, brilliant on a mathematical level. That's kind of where he seems to have a departure from genius when he starts talking about political things. I don't
Seems awful strange, Jeff, how it goes off the rails just like that,
Yes,
right off into the river.
completely off the rails. I would love to have David Schwartz on the chain, and
What's the,
hopefully our
why can't we have him
conversations
on?
about David Schwartz will prompt him to want to come on with us, Chip, on the chain here.
He'll
But
bring
I
Jungle
don't
on too. It'll be a
understand,
party.
how can he say that Jungle doesn't care one bit about freedom of speech on Twitter being a de facto public square? And that's exactly what he's talking about. And he didn't say anything about treatment for civilized issues or uncivilized. And it was David Schwartz a couple of days ago that was saying that Rawlings should be banned and blacklisted off of Twitter for something that she said.
Yeah,
Maybe she said something that
exactly.
was, she's pro-life. She doesn't believe in abortion. And now all of a sudden, if you're pro-life, you're not allowed to have freedom of speech. I don't
No.
understand how that goes. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's the whole thing. I think what he's getting at, the whole idea of civilized issues is to sort of avoid all the talking points that David keeps bringing up. He starts going into the race issues. He starts going into the Hitler thing. And it's almost like
Man.
just by saying that sounds really weird to me. Like, 'cause I don't think most normal people are thinking about that. He also says if you want political speech, civilized speech to get better treatment than other political speech, uncivilized, then you aren't defending free speech principles or a public square. Now, how is that? Now, what the hell is that,
Now
Jeff?
that's just a bunch of doublespeak.
It's just a bunch of gibberish right there, right?
And
Jeff, you
I
don't care about public speech because you use the word "the" instead of "ah." I mean, what?
That's right. But I do stand corrected because it's not just David Schwartz. It is you mean Satoshi. Yes, that's
Same thing. Yeah, Satoshi, one
same
synonymous, same
difference.
person,
Mr. NSA.
same thing. Yeah, worked for the NSA. Jungle says, "I'm not
See,
sure
that's
why you
on
take
pro
the
XRP.
political realm by civilized. I mean, things aren't racist, hateful, or generally against all social norms." Shocking that he had to go into it when you and I
Wow.
understood it on its face.
Understood it right away.
It alarms me that these companies control the flow of information to the extent they do. It's David Schwartz. You don't think Hitler
Oh,
did nothing wrong? Oh, here we go with the Hitler
here we
stuff.
go.
You see what I'm saying?
Here we go. You
Wait for
called it. You called it
cue,
right on it. Right on
cue
it.
the Fox News. That's coming too.
That's next.
So that's the next thing, right? You don't think Hitler did nothing wrong? And by the way, it's anything wrong if you want a quick grammar. You don't think Hitler
Oh,
did
wait.
anything wrong or blacks were better off under slavery? Now, where are you getting this stuff and like inserting this into an argument that Jungle's not even talking about? That's what's so bizarre about this. Who do you want to decide what political speech is allowed on social media? The government?
Exactly. That's exactly the point. He makes his own statement on the argument exactly. We don't want the government or
no
social media owners,
correct.
CEOs, and whoever they're assigning to dictate, what should be free speech. Now, if there is a definition of hate speech or someone comes out and issues a direct threat, on social media against a certain group of people, then it becomes very obvious what hate speech is. But when you start mincing, words here, it becomes extremely problematic because one of the things that Jungle brought up also is that, Twitter has become the de facto public square. It is the public square. I think that was
Wait,
Jungle that brought that up.
Elon Musk
But,
was the one. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
They're
Jungle,
synonymous, though.
I'm putting you
Jungle's
in the
Elon's the same.
same
Yeah.
putting you in the same bucket
Same
with Elon
headspace.
Musk.
Same headspace.
Same headspace.
Look at this. K HUD says, thank you for that. It says, when you have so many things going on, you only have so much time to respond. David Schwartz is an animal. Yeah, it's like, so he goes into that. He goes to government. And it's like, I think we could have clear written rules that would outlaw the above mentioned speech. The unwritten law took my ability away to speak of the come-in C-19 pandemic in January 2020. I think you can see the difference.
I don't think they ban us for saying COVID anymore.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good to know, Jeff.
That was so 6 months ago.
Yeah. It's like, how long does a conspiracy take before it's proved true? About 6 months, Jeff.
Yeah.
It seems to be accelerating, though. It seems to be moving a lot faster.
It is
Then
going
dude
quick.
77, I agree with this point of view. Social media has gained a very strong foothold on information. Generation lives and breathes social media for the most part. It's captured us and influenced our minds with a narrative perspective we may not agree with while silencing dissenting thoughts. Well said, dude.
Very well
77.
said.
So anyway, there's
Ooh.
a lot more people that weighed in on this, but
Here's the problem from Question. He's confusing free speech with decentralized finance.
there you go.
But wait, Craig
Oh,
Wright
my.
is Satoshi.
Oh, I didn't even realize there were so many more.
Here we go. Jim D, let peer ranking be our filter for public speech. We don't have time to listen to every loon. That's true.
Okay, so here's the sewage thing, Jeff. I knew it was going to come into play.
Oh, hang on. Bird Dog Jungle, define woman. Or is that too controversial?
Okay, so here we go. So let's take a look at this.
Now you get banned if you say Will Smith, unfortunately.
Oh my good God, don't say that.
Will Smith, we just got banned.
Yeah, so David Schwartz says, as I said a few tweets up, he's completely wrong, referring to Elon Musk. Free speech cannot exist if the government can compel people to drink a cup of someone else's sewage to get a teaspoon of your wine. It's like
What in the world is going on? Where is this stuff coming from? I truly don't. He's so brilliant that his mind is like working in a whole different way. That this doesn't make sense anymore.
If the government can compel you, well, the government did compel us not too long ago to get one of these, Jeff. Do you remember that? And then it was ruled unconstitutional. So yeah,
that needle thing.
Yeah, so free speech cannot exist if the government can compel people to drink a cup of someone else's sewage to get a teaspoon of your wine. The right to curate is a core free speech right. I don't even know what planet this is coming from anymore, but
I don't even know what that means. But
Jungle said,
"Yeah, Jungle. Maybe Jungle understood that."
Yeah, when 5 companies decide what is sewage and what is the truth and what is the issue, fake news really is a product of social media companies, but they blame the users. Algorithms group people together and amplify this issue. I don't trust the creators of this issue to fix it. Well, no, they created the problem. You can't argue that I just made a competing service when Amazon and Microsoft just pulled the plug. When PayPal banned you, they did ban David Schwartz, for making payments. Was that valid? Why respect the flow of payments over the flow of ideas? Oh, goodbye. Mic drop moment. Boom.
That was the mic drop. And then he adds one more. I'm so surprised Crypto Talk hasn't been banned from YouTube yet.
Just wait. Let's not get crazy.
Well, our channel was deleted.
So yeah, by the way, everybody, just to let you know, we are streaming live over on Rumble.
Actually, we're not.
Okay, we're not. They had some technical things.
Some technical issues. We're on there. We're not streaming tonight.
We're also on Library. Every one of our shows can be seen on Library. It's called Odyssey, LRBY, the other organization being sued by the SEC, where Jeremy Kaufman, the CEO, is fighting back. So I just love that. There's really nothing more to talk about, Jeff. That was the mic drop moment.
If you can calculate the number of responses that David Schwartz had to Jungle Inc., do you think they add up to something that can kind of predict the price movement of XRP? Does it somehow, this whole thing, as he's talking about the spoon of wine and the sewage, does it somehow equate to XRP going over $1?
But I do like the fact that he has distracted. When David Schwartz gets distracted, because let's face it, last time he said, hey, man, I'm just saying you should take profits. At that moment, everyone's like, sure, David, you're a brilliant scientist. You're a madman, but you know nothing about price. Right after that, it tanked, Jeff. I'm just saying.
It did tank right after that.
Oh, so Jungle, everyone in the community has asked him. We've asked him.
Well, now tell him that you'll debate him on the chain.
Yeah, so we'll go on the chain. We'll debate. By the way, Jeff, a little birdie told me that he was in Alex Cobb's stream dropping all kinds of stuff in there. If it was really him, I mean, probably somebody, but I know he's been in there before. I don't know. I'm just saying, come on here, man. It's like, listen, we are pro crypto. We are pro DeFi. We're pro XRP.
Great people on here.
Yeah, my God, we've got some of the best humans on the planet. And maybe some that live on other planets. I don't know. I'm not judging, Jeff.
Judge and jury.
Judging. I'm not judging, Jeff. I'm not judging.
You're judging.
Who's judging? I'm not judging. Anybody say anything? I'm not saying anything, Jeff. Just saying.
Nothing.
I didn't say nothing.
Man, say nothing. Nothing.
I
Nothing.
wanted to put this up here because, American bankers like are really go-to as far as trade pubs are concerned. It's one of the top ones. I know the publication for many, many years, and they're usually a little bit on the more conservative side. Now, our buddy Wrath of Common, not Professor Common, which he always points out in his bio, but this may be the most positive Ripple article seen in American Banker in some time. Highlights include Ripple's technical growth, funny laugh emoji, March 3rd, 2022. And if you look right here, it said Ripple didn't have tentacles, but is now gaining them. Is that another way to say something else, Jeff? If you replace the word tentacles with something
With an
else.
S. Get rid of the N, right?
Yeah, I mean,
is
something
that how
like,
you
right?
spell it? I don't know. That's the right
Something like
spelling.
that. I'm just
At
saying.
least it comes out that way.
Just saying. And
I
here
like
it is,
it.
right? And this is
I think
the article here.
Volume.
So let's look in here. Inside Ripple's plans for mainstream crypto payments. And this article just came out on the 3rd. So it's really very incredible to see this kind of stuff gaining some steam. Let's zoom in on this a little bit. It says it was written by someone named John Adams, and that's not one of the former U.S. presidents, but John Adams wrote Ripple.
You sure?
Could be, Jeff. Anything's possible. I would say absolutely not, but given how the last 2 years have gone, I would say
you just never know.
I just never know. Ripple built a brand by using crypto technology to speed international payments. As the concept becomes less novel, the firm is implementing ways to adapt its technology for everyday payments. Historically, we've been focused on tackling the $1 trillion program, our problem associated with cross-border payments, but over time, and as the industry has become more mature, there has been a demand from our customers who need preparing for a world where crypto is front and center, said Cindy Young, a London-based managing director of Ripple in Europe. Ripple's always has been improving their product lineup throughout partnerships to create a platform that serves both cryptocurrency transactions and traditional payments. The latest addition is a partnership with Modular, a London-based fintech that provides connections to payment messaging protocols in different countries, such as faster payments, BACS, CHAPS, SWIFT, and SEPA. I like that. That sounds like an old, it sounds almost like an attorney firm. The attorney firm of BACS, CHAPS, SWIFT, and SEPA. We will help you in any problem you have. Faster payments kind of throws that off, but modular integration supports business to business.
Did we throw that one up already? Enlightenment comes from
No, we've not.
Understanding. There you go.
It sure does.
To throw that up.
Enterprise and banking customers have direct access to local payment rails, which allows sending customers to experience a faster, more simplified payment experience. Cindy Young went on to say. Young, she's a former digital payments and fintech specialist at MasterCard. She joined Ripple in June of 2021 to expand the company's reach among European financial institutions. A year later, San Francisco company's international payments rail, RippleNet, has become a platform to combine crypto and other financial services. Late in 2021, Ripple updated RippleNet by adding Liquidity Hub. Ooh, Jeff.
Nice.
Liquidity Hub.
The Liquidita.
And products that support buying, selling. But anyway, you can see it's just a very good, positive, pro Ripple article, and none other than American Banker. There it is. I don't know how somebody got their hands on this.
Patsy Green, Chip and Jeff.
What's up, Patsy Green? One of my favorite.
And then we got the Hog Whiskers.
People from the Great White North. Hog Whiskers. Hog Whiskers sounds like a great name. It's a great name for a band. Jeff, last night, I got to believe it, I got tickets to see Hog Whiskers. One of the greatest shows I've ever seen.
Dude, I saw them.
It was good, right?
Yeah. Oh, man, it was awesome.
Man. It was just an amazing show. I mean, like
that guitar solo was
the guitars were on 15. My ears were buzzing all night. It was fantastic.
Oh, man.
I loved it.
It's crazy.
I laughed and cried.
And the 2-for-1 drinks really helped get through it as well.
You're saying it wasn't that great, Jeff? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Trying to tell me it was okay. It was just okay, man. It wasn't great.
Dude, but I do hear, though, the Hog Whiskers are releasing a new single.
Ooh. Say it's not so.
I will.
Say it's not so.
It's called Love Me Some XRP.
Love me some XRP. Love me some XRP. No. Is that how it goes? Something like
Pretty
that.
much, yeah, about that.
So, so we talked about this First of all, this story right here, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, Jeff. I think, honestly, holy cow, what happened to it? It just like blanked out. Here
Hmm.
it is. Oh, I see why.
It's going far.
Yeah, well, they have to pop up all these weird. Oh,
All
what
the
happened?
pop-up ads, then it
Well,
blocks it. Then you
well,
can't find it.
yeah,
Then
you
you're
know what
kind of
happened?
going
The ad
down.
popped up and the story disappeared. Isn't that weird?
Ah, it is.
Here it is. So look at this right here. So the Biden White House anticipates 10 billion in revenue over the next decade from crypto tax updates. What do you think about that, Jeff?
Oh my God! It's just one more thing. It's one more thing that is gonna amount to pretty much nothing. It's gonna amount to as much as these ads that keep popping up on the article.
Right.
The 2022 crypto crime report.
Well, I just say, look, $10 billion.
10 years.
Jeff, Mike, so they're talking about 10 years. They're talking about taxing the bejesus out of the populace in the US. Is this a bad idea to think that we just handed over 13 billion to Ukraine? Just like that. It was like, boom. But meanwhile,
Well,
we can't even print our own money to pay our own taxes. That's what's the point of printing your own money if you can't pay the taxes? We have to pay
it's
taxes
so
still.
out of it's so out of control. I mean, but this notion that they're gonna save, $10 billion over a decade, a billion a year,
They never do,
is gonna be
Jeff.
raised. It's so outlandish. But the penalty, uh, the detriment to the economy will be probably tenfold that, because they're planning on taxing unrealized gains, and now they're gonna
Well,
tax
that's never.
crypto, and now
I'm sorry, Jeff, but that's never going to fly. Come on. What are
it's
you thinking,
becoming
Jeff?
ludicrous.
That's never
Man,
going to happen, Jeff.
you wonder this whole thing with this whole Build Back Better. I think we got banned off of that one. You're not allowed to say that. Build Back Better. That was plagiarized
From.
from Make America Great Again, right?
I think they're kind of two different things, really.
Yeah, kind
First
of,
of
but it's
all,
almost like the same spin. You were gonna
and
make it
grammatically, it
better.
sounds wrong. It's like, let's have three B's. It's
Well,
just
yeah,
the
that's the
weirdest
thing. I
things.
mean, when you say "Make America Great Again," you know exactly what it means. Build Back Better. It just doesn't really have any meaning. You're right. Just nothing.
Oh, Jeff, we've kind of been talking about this
It's a
for a little
shame.
bit, but the CFTC seeks funding for expanded crypto training. Remember we talked about this the other night? So this is
Yeah.
Block Crypto writing about it. I think they're seeking $100 million so that they can, and they have a
Start
$200 million.
educating.
Yeah. So they can, they want to be the competing pillar of enforcement. I don't know if the SEC.
Well,
Hard
in
to know
this case, though,
exactly.
think about it though, because unless they're planning on, like you said, becoming a pillar of enforcement and going after crypto entities, claiming that they're all securities. But I don't think in this case the CFTC is all. The CFTC wants their part of regulation, of regulating the crypto space. I still think, Chip, if the Token Taxonomy Act or a division of the Token Taxonomy Act, had they kind of stacked it up with some, positive regulatory clarity, and it came out of Congress, I really think that we probably wouldn't be here today. The CFTC wouldn't be debating. The SEC wouldn't think they had the authority. I really think there's, something to that, that it all is going to fall back on Congress doing the right thing, which is also why, and we'll keep, beating this, drum until people, until it resonates. But that whole notion of them cramming crypto legislation into that quasi infrastructure bill was also, their way of, kind of corrupting cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
It's kind of insane.
Well, I got to tell you, I saw this article here and I was, usually when you see a price prediction article, Jeff, it's usually like 13, 175, 589. This is like the weakest price prediction article I've ever read. XRP's price can nearly double if levels are correct. Oh my God, Jeff, what? Is that possible?
Yeah.
It could actually double? Look at this. It says XRP's price breaches 3-month consolidation pattern on the 27th of March, indicating the start of the massive run-up. Massive, Jeff. Investors can jump on the bandwagon and ride at the crucial levels before booking profits.
That's right.
XRP's price is ready
Profits
to
at
rumble.
92 cents.
Rumble. Did anybody mention? Did we mention we're on Rumble too? Okay. XRP price set 3 lower lows and 2 higher lows since the 21st of December. And it just says this forecast 46% upswing. 46, Jeff. That's massive. Get ready to ride that puppy up to massive gains.
I like
book
40%
profits.
gains. 40%, 46% increase, and that's not bad. Where does that put us?
Well, such a development will put its price to retest $1.20, otherwise known as the symmetrical triangle target. You know that, Jeff.
I like it. Of course. The old triangle target. No, the symmetrical triangle target. Not just any old.
Or the $1.61. $1.61
I like the $1.61 hurdle a little bit more than the symmetrical triangle target. Has something to do with a remittance token, because when you look at the symmetrical triangle target, so much better than the hurdle.
What are you saying exactly? While most altcoins have registered massive uptrends, please don't remind us. XRP's price seems to be slowly but steadily hiking too. If the near 100% outlook does not seem appealing, the on-chain volume suggests it's more than likely. How important is volume? And it gets in that whole thing.
The volume's critical, and hitting the 200-day moving average is also important.
Look at this.
You know, as long as it exceeds the 200-day moving average, then we're entering a good spot.
If XRP produces a decisive close to 69 cents, it will create a lower low and end the bullish pennant formation. So anyway, that was it. The good news here is we could double in price, Jeff. I'll take it at this point.
I like it. And it's all based on that triangle.
Symmetrical triangle, by the way.
The symmetrical triangle. I'm liking it.
Mm-hmm.
I like triangles. Triangle is good. So there's a couple things that came up here, Chip. One of them was John Deaton.
Yeah.
John Deaton posted some interesting things here. And one of them, he was saying, again, I wrote the free pass memo and created the timeline and video library of incontrovertible proof at cryptolaw.us, but I do not desire the SEC to go after ETH, the token. And I saw his commentary here, and I said, you know what? That's really smart, because we're all kind of on that same page, that we understand that at this moment in time, Ripple and now XRP kind of are on the forefront, fighting and waging this battle against the SEC on behalf of the entire crypto space. So he might go back, and Deaton, talks about the Ethereum Foundation and others, people could be a little upset about some of the things that might have happened. There's still no exact, specific on it, but the point here is that nobody wants the SEC to go after ETH. Nobody wants the SEC to go after Bitcoin. Nobody wants the SEC at this point to go after.
Some people do, Jeff. Let's face it.
Yeah, I mean, it gets out of control, and that's why Deaton, he said, I'm talking about the token. Like Brad Garlinghouse said, today's ETH is not a security. The SEC can go after individuals or companies for wrongdoing, but hoping the SEC makes the same ridiculous claims against today's ETH as it's claiming against today's XRP is not the answer. And, kudos to John for writing that, because like you said, there are quite a few people that they're going to keep singling out this corruption of the Ethereum Foundation or ETH. And, this goes back to, Chip, you and I were talking about, people are so anti-Bitcoin because it's proof of work. People are so anti-Ethereum because it's ridiculously expensive to move it. The gas fees are out of control. The technology, I don't know, but people love it, and people keep building on it.
Jeff, some people like Volvos, okay? Just saying. I mean, some people like Volvos. Some people like Volvos, right? But some people don't. Some people like...
And some people prefer Ferraris.
Yeah, some people like Lambos, Jeff. I mean, everybody has a thing, but it's like...
Some people like Yugos and Fiats.
Yugos. I remember somebody back in the day, I heard the story of someone was driving a Yugo. They just bought it. They hit one of those speed bumps. The whole back window shattered. But look at some of these comments here, Jeff. Look at this. XRP will go ballistic just as World War III is triggered. You got Bird Dog, the Crypto Ronin says, I'm going to have the sickest card during the apocalypse. Hell yeah, you are.
And I've
And then
already
we've
got
got this
mine
from
in
Jess
total.
Costanzo says, it's not where XRP was after the lawsuit. It's where it didn't go that is the problem. And he's 100% right.
100%.
100% right, because as a lot of altcoins were having all-time highs, XRP couldn't even surpass its all-time high. And we know damn well that it should have surpassed that. It should have hit 6, 7. It could have hit 8, 10. It could have had its Solana moment. It should have had it. But again, it was artificially kept low. And that's a really good point, Jess. Really appreciate that.
Solid. And it did get pushed down. And so we got Sophie. I am woman, hear me roar.
Hell yeah. You go
that?
have your Helen Reddy moment. I am
Very-
woman, hear me
Very
roar.
clear. And Ducky Scrooge was just obviously late.
Well, you missed it all, Ducky. Ducky, you missed it all.
All. You missed everything.
Missed
everything.
a bunch of things.
Man, you missed 589.
Missed price predictions. It was awesome.
You missed all the price and the triangle, the symmetrical triangle.
That's good. Just starting
Bird
to, I'll
dog.
take it, man. Listen, if you're starting to, that's good enough for me. You don't even have to fully like it all together. Just I'll just take starting to. You don't even have to fully engage. I'm cool with that. If we go to John Deaton here, John had this other tweet here. Let me see
Diane
this.
says, I just put pedals in my Porsche.
Oh, there you go. It's like
Nice.
like those kit cars, you know, and like you put a regular engine in. It looked like a really cool car outside, but it was like plastic or whatever those things were back in the day. So John said, I'm talking about the token, like Garlinghouse said, today's ETH, not a security. SEC can go after individuals or companies for wrongdoing, but hoping the SEC makes the same ridiculous claims against today's ETH as it's claiming against today's XRP.
That's funny. That's what I just read.
I know.
Okay.
I realized that I was halfway through it. Because there was another tweet that I wanted to pull up.
Another one. No,
Where's
there's
the other
good
one, Jeff?
I don't know.
I was like
It's
halfway
now
through. I'm
gone.
like, wait a minute. Didn't Jeff just read this tweet? Damn.
That's okay. Nobody noticed.
I noticed. Like halfway through. I'm like, what do I do?
You started reading it slow.
And I was like, wait a minute. This sounds too familiar. But anyway, it's always fun because sometimes people aren't paying attention. I know a lot of times I'm not.
There you
Australia
go.
takes a
That's
major
fun.
step towards crypto and digital asset regulations. Well, hallelujah. Another country upstaging the U.S. and making the U.S. look small,
just like the U.S.
and
Chip.
ridiculous.
Just like the U.S. with Gary Gensler at the helm of the SEC.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that, man. I like did they put the XRP logo? No, with the Ripple one, it's close enough, Jeff. Let's not get.
Man, where is it? Where's that? Oh, come on.
And there's the
Who
Litecoin.
still uses the Ripple logo?
There's Litecoin. You know when you're looking for
Litecoin.
like
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Is that Zilliqa?
yeah, I think it's Zilliqa.
Zilliqa.
You have Ethereum as that dollar cash. I don't know what that is. The funny thing is that this
There's
was
the problem.
manufactured, this one, because you see how they're not centered.
Yeah, I see they had to make it when they could have just found the actual XRP. But Mr. Wright's saying accept
Listen,
Australia because it's now a police state.
Come on, Mr. Wright.
Oh, Canada too.
You and your details. But they seem to be okay in other areas. So we got the opposite going on here. Australian Senator Andrew Bragg kicked off Australia's Blockchain Week conference with the legislative proposal he hopes will pave the way for a new digital asset ecosystem in Australia. Nobody can leave their house, but that's just a technicality. Don't worry about that. That's what we have to have our phones for. Digital Services Act legislation package proposes changes to crypto market licensing, custody, decentralized autonomous organizations, better known as DAOs, debunking, and taxes. There he is right there. This guy's done a lot. We've talked about him before. He's very pro-crypto.
Who is he? Andrew Bragg.
Andrew Bragg. He's Australia's version of, let's say, Tom Emmer. Always out there with leading the charge with crypto. Yeah, we've done a couple stories about this fella.
That's cool. Australia needs some people like that.
Damn right they do. And those are sharp-looking glasses too, Jeff. Just saying.
Very nice.
Australia to tax DAOs, according to data driven by the
Oh.
Australian Parliament. Company tax is the government's second largest source of revenue after income tax. However, DAOs are not taxed as companies. According to Senator Braggs, with the current rules, DAOs are an existential threat to the tax base. Seeing this guy's crazy. DSA would charge the government with developing a framework for developing DAO standards without suffocating its essential values. Wait a minute. You're bringing some logic and reason to a conversation.
Chip, check this out. We have a band member from Hog Whiskers on with
Oh,
us
do we?
tonight.
Sweet.
Yeah, give him a quick shout out here. He's throwing up some comments. But H-Bar is going ballistic on Australia.
Look at that, man. Gotta love Australia for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons
I love
to.
it. And even BZ Comedy's late.
Man, what's going on? Everyone's late.
He was busy running through every Will Smith meme on the internet.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
Hey, I'm in, Jeff. What did I
You're in.
miss? I just
Hey,
came.
you
in.
missed
Shut
nothing,
up.
Chip. You missed nothing. We talked about nothing.
Jeff, you had this in the keep, the Coinly.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention, it's interesting because people are in this process now of preparing their taxes, and people are trading a lot. And we've had this opportunity to use Coinly. Actually, I found the platform to be very easy to use, except with Bitrue. But
Can't
so
win them all,
it
Jeff.
might be we can't have it all. But overall, Chip, I think Coinly's an interesting platform, making absolutely zero from talking about it. But it's a really one of the key concerns that everybody has when you're doing multiple trade is how do you keep track of it?
You can't.
And then when you sell something, you're getting taxed based on first in, first out. How do you then go back and track the first in, first out? Coinly does a great job of that, and you can break it down total per year, shows you your realized gain or your unrealized gain, your taxable gain. And that unrealized gain section is exactly what this current administration wants to tax you on going into their 2023 budget. So
This is
just
kind of what it looks like. Yeah, and also you can also add airdrops as well, which is kind of cool. But it
yeah, you
shows
can.
you here's the income, here's your capital gains, profit and loss. It just does a really nice job of what it does. It connects to the API of the exchange or a private
Very cool.
wallet, and then it figures out.
Yeah.
I mean, because you think about it, it's blockchain, it does that. But if you were to try to do it yourself, you just don't. You don't have the time. You don't have the energy. You don't even have the brain damage it would cause over that period of time. But it's a pretty it's pretty robust, Jeff. I have to say, it's pretty solid.
It's very cool. And
It's
you
just-
have Veritas Equitas was saying, when I tried to figure out my crypto tax, I went into a full-blown panic attack. The tracking and calculating is ridiculous.
It's horrendous.
It's so
man.
absurd. And then you look, you're like, oh, did I sell that? Did I move that?
Ugh.
It's insane. But it's Coinly is $99 to register, and you can go through and do all your stuff. So basically
Yeah.
it's once a year. You're gonna pay your $99 per year and go through, calculate, and move on with life.
Yeah, don't keep talking about it, Jeff. We don't get paid anything to talk about.
So if you're saying, is there tax on crypto? Very strange. It is very strange. Then you go from decentralized and Bitcoin and moving into the world of anarchy and away from banks to, hey, you're taxing everything. What happened to that guy that got the
What
that sold
Apple
his,
issues?
that bought the pizza
I have no
or
Apple
sold his
issues.
pizza, 10,000 Bitcoin? How much tax did he pay?
I've never heard anybody talk about any taxes there, Jeff. I'll be honest. I never heard anything about taxes. Maybe. I mean, it could have
Nothing.
been. Could have been something.
But I like this too. Sophie's into the buy and hold mode, which I think is really smart for the long term. No unrealized gains, nothing to report, nothing to worry about because there's nothing. Buy, hold, buy, hold. But now all of a sudden there's these airdrops coming in. Now all of a sudden you got to figure those out. I mean, you don't have to, but you probably should.
I don't know what's behind this story, Jeff, but this was something that I saw and I was like, this doesn't make sense. But the Bored Ape Yacht Club, they're selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. All the celebrities are getting in on it. And oh no, man. Say it's not true.
Paying tax on your unrealized lemon juice. That's a problem. That brings securities to a whole new level. And the IRS, imagine you have a field of lemons or the oranges, and you didn't press them yet for orange juice. You haven't sold them yet, but they have value now because they are sellable, and they have a certain futures value.
You're counting on the efforts.
Your
You're
orange
counting on our
fields, and
efforts.
and they're counting on our own efforts. And I didn't want to harvest them. I'm leaving them to rot on the tree, and now I'm getting taxed on all that unrealized profit.
Well, if you're counting on our efforts, you're in safe, because don't worry about it. There's not going to be any effort on our behalf, so you're all going to be good. It's all going to work out in the wash, Jeff.
Great. Now we got easierly and
I don't know how this happens, Jeff, but there's always somebody where the good stuff happens to them. Coiner early.
Coiner early. AR saying, how can they tax anything when there are no established crypto laws? I don't get it. I don't care. I just need XRP to double so I can leave Warren, Michigan. Man, another Michigan. Look at this, man. We've got
I used to work in Warren, Michigan.
Man, Warren, Michigan.
Spent 4 years in Warren, Michigan there, buddy.
Man.
Called the Tech Center.
Anywho, you were over at the Tech Center. That's right.
Yeah, I was at the Tech Center. Look at this right here. A $350,000 Bored Ape NFT was just sold for $115. Now, Jeff, how come we did that? This kind of like blind luck doesn't happen to us, Jeff.
That's what happens when you're not buying NFTs.
It was acquired for $50,000 last summer. It sold for just $115. Sale could be a mistake, as there are other bids closer to market value. It has to be a mistake. Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT sold for 115 DAI, which is $115, and what appears to be either a costly mistake or a hack. So I have a feeling.
Second one. Remember that guy sold his pet rock for it was worth a ridiculous amount of money. Also sold it for a few DAI. What's up with that DAI? Why is the digital asset investor, messing with people's NFTs?
I don't know. That's a good point, Jeff.
I didn't even know that DII had his own asset out there that was confusing people for Ethereum.
It's the old Ethereum.
Man, oh man, crazy stuff. Jim D, in theory, tax is voluntary and not true law. Man, that's a whole conversation we get into over there.
Well, that's funny. I mean, we go back to a time and place where there weren't. I mean, that's
we go back to a time and place where they believed in tea and parties.
That too.
Very cool. Chip and Jeff make lemonade from their lemons. That's how they do.
Hell yeah, sometimes we do.
How it goes.
I wanted to put this up here.
Oh, Mr. Wright. Nope, $115 is about right. Not 115 ETH.
115 bucks.
That's what it was supposed to sell for. I think it was 115 ETH. But
that's like that person that listed it wrong.
Not right for that JPEG.
And they got scammed out of $1 million, and they just put it. How do you select the wrong digital asset?
That's the whole problem with this DAI. I don't understand where that factors into the Ethereum conversation.
I don't either. I don't either, Jeff. But I will say this, that if you guys don't know, you can always check out our website at onthechain.io. We broadcast 6 days per week, Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., better known as Jeff's Rants. Jeff goes on these rants. He has 70 or 80 stories to choose from. He starts talking about one and never goes to anything else the whole time. That's why you gotta want to watch it. You never know what's going to happen.
You never know. Man, AR lived up in the
Upper Peninsula, Upers.
They call them like Upers. Canada. UP is kind of like a cross between Wisconsin and Canada.
Yeah, and they still have that. Yeah, my neighbor's from the UP in Florida. Hell yeah.
People do stuff up there. Man, I'll tell you what, in July, going to Mackinac Island.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. Yeah, I wouldn't. If I knew your name, we probably did meet at the Duck. That used to be a hangout where I used to go to the Duck a lot.
What is the Duck?
Duck is a cool little pub on Federal Highway. Is that place still around? Dr. Blazer, 50.
Oh, the Duck is here?
The Duck, yeah. The Duck I used to go to a lot. I used to hang out there. You probably did meet me there a while ago, throwing back a few brews.
The Duck's probably not around anymore, I take it?
I don't know if the Duck's around. Man, it was like a while ago where I was at the Duck. I'm trying to remember.
Looks like we got a whole bunch of 954 people down here. We need to have a 954 OTC meetup.
Let me see if the Duck is still around.
The Duck.
See if it's still around. It might be or not. Let's see.
There you go. AR is saying he probably knows your neighbor.
Hell yeah.
He's been
Oh,
to
as a matter of
Michigan House
fact, I
thing.
like that. It's like, hey, I went over to Europe. Where'd you go? I went to France. Hey, by the way, I know someone in France. Did you see them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Oh, wait a minute. The duck is still there? What? I haven't been there. Anyway, it's the best dive bar
Say that
ever,
shit,
Jeff.
Best crypto show on the interwebs.
Well, that's good
Gotta
to
love the
know.
interwebs.
There's the duck right
love the interwebs.
there.
Oh man, it's still around, or is that old?
No
That
Limit
looks like
Poker. It looks like something from the 80s
that looks like
or
you pulled that
90s or
up on the
whatever.
Wayback Machine. You
I
pulled
don't
up?
know. Is this place still around? I didn't even hear from the good doctor there. Duck Around the
Draft
World
beer?
beers.
Huh.
So the
What do they
beer of the
have on
month is
draft?
Bonehook Liquid Laugh for 7 or Shiner Salt and
Shiner
Lime.
Salt and Lime. $5 for a beer. Huh.
There you
Well,
go.
let's see
Check.
what they have. What do they
Seems
have for
awful cheap.
IPAs? That'll 26
Stone. They have
degree.
Stone IPA.
Oh, they got Highlight, so Highlight's still legit.
They have Chimay as well. Little Chimay
They've
Red.
got Bell's Two Hearted.
Hogarden.
So yeah, this seems pretty recent because people weren't into all those.
I didn't even know it was still open,
Brew.
man. That's interesting. Anyway,
Nice. Where is it?
appreciate it. It's in Federal Highway. Yep, still around. My name's on the wall 9 times from the drinking around the world thing. Oh, there you go, man.
Nice. I'll have to check it out.
So it probably does it. There are only about 50 people in the UP. That's right. $5 a beer. Wisconsin is right there. Seems high.
Seems high.
Not down here,
don't
man.
know.
That's why I thought it might have been a little bit old, but that's good. It's good. Maybe we did
Dude, I
need
had
the duck. Used to go there all the time. The duck.
I had some Glendalough double barrel yesterday. That was $5.
Hit me up on Twitter, and we'll see if maybe that's somebody I do know. Which would be interesting. So there you go.
Oh, there you go. Elysian. That's another good one.
Yeah, Elysian's a good one. All right, guys, we have to get out of here.
Facebook.
It's that time. It's time to go and
Oh man,
do that thing. We're over the time. That's it, Jeff. That's all. You got anything else, Jeff?
Yeah, I look forward to seeing everyone back here. Bring in the 954 crew, the 305 crew, and
561.
561. Oh yeah, 561 crew.
That's me.
313-810-248. Wherever you guys hail from, we'll look forward to seeing you guys back
212.
here. 212.
241.
241.
Get it? 2 for 1.
589. 241. 589.
2 for 1, Jeff. All right,
XRP.
that's it.
all
Chip
we
and
got.
Jeff, we are out of here, guys. We'll
Yeah,
see you on the next one. Take care. Have a good one. Take care. Have a good one.
Again.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.